Fight fans all over the world, it's Daddy P on the corner, in the corner boxing. What? Hey, I'm back at you. Jarrett Hurd versus Jermell Charlo is one of the most intriguing matchups we have right now today in boxing. For the 154-pound division, hey, that's the fight for supremacy. So I would just tell you a little bit, man. Jarrett Hurd, man, I was reading a couple articles. One of them was by Mike Woods of Bad Left Hook, you know, SB Nation. It was an SB Nation article from Bad Left Hook. And Mike Woods, you know, he had been, had a little interview with Jarrett Hurd. And he was saying how Jarrett Hurd was, I guess you could say, assessing the fight between Jermell Charlo and Austin Trout. And he was saying that, you know, Jarrett Hurd gave credit where credit was due. He was saying he thought Jermell Charlo really deserved a unanimous decision instead of majority decision. But he did say that he thought that it looked as if Jermell Charlo was loading up on punches, you know, so which made him basically throw telegraph punches. And in a guy like, you know, in there with a guy like Austin Trout, you know, that ain't gonna work. So he said that's probably why he looked kind of bad, and he kind of felt like that Jermell Charlo was trying to make a bigger statement than Jarrett Hurd made, because y'all know Jarrett Hurd stopped Austin Trout. He was the first one to do so. But anyway, you know, Mike Woods was just talking about how Jarrett Hurd felt like, you know, hey, I guess he saw a little chink in Jermell Charlo's armor, you know, by him facing Trout. And, you know, he kind of alluded to some other guys that he had fought, you know, earlier in his career, like Charles Hatley and Erickson Lubin. And he said, you know, really Jermell Charlo just did what he was supposed to do against those guys, because they were guys that hadn't really been in there with durable opponents. And so, you know, but this is the thing. Jermell Charlo, if you assess his fight, even with Austin Trout, who is a tested veteran, you know, and gave Jermell Charlo, the twin brother of Jermell, he gave him a lot of problems. But Jermell Charlo did what he had to do against Austin Trout. He dropped him twice. He did drop him twice. And, you know, he might not have looked as good as people would have liked for him to look. But you got to call a spade a spade. A win is a win. And, you know, styles make fights. You know what I'm saying? Just because of that, you know, you can't say, you know, you can't be hasty to say, oh, I'm going to go in there and do this or do that. Because styles make fights. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Dan Ambrose of Boxing News 24 was saying that, hey, you know, he got word basically from Schaefer that Al Heyman was working behind the scenes to try to get this fight made between Hurd and Charlo, Jermell Charlo. And, you know, hey, look, like I say, this is one of the most intriguing matchups in the sport right now. And, you know, and it's one that everybody's sitting on the edge of their seat waiting to happen. And, hey, I'm one that want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because the reason why this matchup will be very, very intriguing, man, is because you have two totally opposite styles of fighting, you know, with guys who are very durable in the division. You got Jarrett Hurd is 22-0 with 15 KOs. That's a 68% KO average. Jarrett Hurd stands at 6'1". You know what I'm saying? With a 76.5-inch reach. Now, hey, that's a big 154. You know what I'm saying? Jermell Charlo is 31-0 with 15 KOs. That's a 48% KO average. He stands at 5'11" with a 73-inch reach. Listen, Jarrett Hurd holds down that WBA Super and the IBF title strap, while Jermell Charlo holds down that coveted green belt in any division, but it is the WBC 154-pound strap. Listen, this matchup between Hurd, who is a bigger guy, taller with a big, longer reach, hey, that likes to walk down his opponents. You know what I'm saying? Very durable guy, has a real good chin, and hey, he gonna put the hurting on you. He gonna keep punching and punching and punching, and he gonna take he can take some punishment. He gonna take a little punishment to give some, and you know, it will be very, very interesting to see how he will stand up against Jermell Charlo, who has of late knocked opponents out. You know what I'm saying? A nice little knockout streak, but he couldn't knock out Austin Trout. So it'll be intriguing to see how he would take a punch from Jermell Charlo in order to walk him down and give him the business. Now, Jermell Charlo has, you know, he has more experience at 31-0. He has more experience, so, you know, he's been in there the rounds. And, you know, the thing with a guy like Jermell Charlo, he is a lot more technical than Jarrett Hurd, and he can box. You know, but it would be interesting also to see how he would deal with Hurd's approach. How Hurd comes forward. He's not a master at cutting off the ring, but once he starts to wear you down and makes you a little less mobile, you know, hey, where are you gonna go? You know what I'm saying? That's what happens to his opponents. You know, the first few rounds, you know, his opponents look pretty good, especially the ones that can box. You know what I'm saying? Landy Lara, he looked real good in the early goings, you know, against a guy like Hurd. To break it down statistically, Jarrett Hurd and Landy Lara, if you look at the punch stats, according to CompuBox, hey, Jarrett Hurd outlanded Landy Lara. For the total punches, Jarrett Hurd outlanded Landy Lara 217 to 176. Now, percentage-wise, they were the same, identically. Jarrett Hurd landed 217 of 824 punches. Landy Lara landed 176 of 572 punches, both for 26%. So Hurd really was as efficient. And, you know, the story was the last 4 rounds. The last 4 rounds, Jarrett Hurd outlanded Landy Lara 106 to 71. And then the last 4 rounds, he also with power shots. Jarrett Hurd outlanded Landy Lara 98 to 58. That's power shots in the last 4 rounds. So you already know how he does, man. You know, Landy Lara being probably one of the best boxers that Jarrett Hurd had ever faced, you know, as far as boxing skills. You know, Landy Lara come from that Cuban school of boxing, and you know, hey, this is still the breakdown. He was just as efficient, landing 26%, and you know, but he outlanded Landy Lara. And you know, hey, Landy Lara, like I say, he did look good coming out. But man, once you are worn down by that big frame and he continues to come forward, Jarrett Hurd is a big 154. And he just keep coming. He just keep coming in them last few rounds, man. When you don't have that much left in the tank, that big frame still coming at you. That wears you down and fatigues you mentally as well as physically. But it will be very intriguing to see how Jarrett Hurd would take a punch, you know, from Jermell Charlo to come in and continue to come forward, and also to see how Jermell Charlo will handle Jarrett Hurd's approach, you know, that come forward action. So it'll be very intriguing to watch, man. And you know, like I say, everybody know this fight is on the horizon. And for the 154-pound supremacy, hey man, these guys, and to unify, you know, and to unify. This thing is gonna happen. It's gonna be pretty big when it happens. I can't wait to see it. And you know, Jarrett Hurd took a few shots, you know. See how Jermell Charlo came out against Austin Trout. I really liked his outfit, you know, with their moniker, Lions Only. He came out with the whole outfit from all the way from the top, the headpiece, you know, dressed as a lion. And then here comes Jarrett Hurd, you know, sending pictures on social media. He was coming with that Coming to America theme, like the king, the father, you know, with the lion coming across his shoulder. Hey, and he say, hey, you send me in the jungle with the lions, I'ma come out wearing one. So, man, look, these guys sending shots at each other. And Jermell Charlo, after the fight, when he was asked by her, he said, hey, let's go, let's do it. So, man, this thing, man, both of these guys are game. And I like the lingo, man, at 154. These guys want to fight, man. So I guess we'll have to see how this thing come down. This Daddy P, y'all leave me a comment. Tell me who you got with Jarrett Hurd versus Jermell Charlo. Who you got? Who you got? Tell me who you got, man. This Daddy P on the corner, in the corner, boxing. Slap that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon to be notified every time it go down. Daddy P on the corner, in the corner, boxing.